We begin tonight at 11 o'clock with breaking news. A car chase involving police on the west side of Indianapolis. So we want to get right out to our Alex Almanza. He's live near Indianapolis International Airport, where it is still a very active scene out there. So Alex, what are you seeing?
Jenny, we've been seeing multiple officers from IMPD as well as state police descending here just south of I-65 near Kentucky Avenue. This is kind of near Decatur Township, but we haven't been able to confirm anything from police. But what we have been hearing is police officers using an intercom to shout at someone, asking for them to open the door. Also things like telling the person to keep communicating with officers. Now, we're on Kentucky Avenue. It's still open, but it's going to be a lot slower traffic. As far as I can see, a portion of West Hannah Avenue is closed. Again, still very much an active scene, a little bit of slower traffic on Kentucky Ave, but we're going to keep you updated both on air and online as we learn more from police.
All right, Alex Almanza reporting for us near the airport. Thank you. Of course, we will be following this story closely overnight, that police pursuit. You'll be able to see any breaking developments on Sunrise beginning at 4 a.m.
Their kids to public parochial schools.
Indiana lawmakers confronted by their constituents. Several recent town halls in our state turning contentious. And tonight, the man facing voters was Lieutenant Governor Micah Beckwith. This evening in Franklin, the Lieutenant Governor fielded some tough questions from Hoosiers on edge.
You want to serve?
Some people held up their hands for over an hour, hoping to be called on by Lieutenant Governor Beckwith, taking questions from constituents at Franklin City Hall. The room at full capacity with almost 100 people grilling Beckwith on various state issues and local issues, from education funding to a planned project on US 31. At one point, people in the crowd turned on each other.
No, it's not. No, it's not. The state has no control. The state.
One of many issues discussed was a Facebook post on Beckwith's campaign page criticizing Center Grove Community Schools for an LGBTQ flag displayed in a classroom window of the high school. Logan Meyer, a Center Grove graduate, wanted to know how Beckwith and his colleagues will protect people in the LGBTQ community.
I came in asking a very specific question that was kind of just relegated over. I really thought that, Lieutenant Governor Beckwith kind of just skimmed over the important parts and made his own point. It's a shame because, we, especially as a pastor, it's important that we all have inclusivity in our state.
Just all it does is divide. I mean, we're not doing our students a service when we put political agendas or agendas that aren't strictly focused on just educating the basics of education in our kids' schools. And so what I want to see is the American flag and the state of Indiana flag, and that's it. I think a lot of this division then goes away.
The packed crowd had plenty of vocal voters, but it's something Beckwith says he welcomes.
I knew I was walking into a little bit of a lion's den, but that's a good thing, because if there's a question that I can't answer, then I either don't know it or I'm wrong and I need to change, right?
So Lieutenant Governor's team says they are planning more events like these. Exact dates and times have not yet been announced. Of course, when we get them, you'll be able to find all that information on WTHR.com. Tonight, we are also hearing from Congresswoman Victoria Spartz. She's hosted her own share of fiery town halls, one on Friday in Westfield, a second Saturday in Muncie. The crowd at the Westfield Town Hall was so large, they actually had to change venues. Spartz represents Indiana's 5th district. That's north of Indianapolis and stretches from Hamilton County to the Ohio border. Spartz tells CNN she doesn't think many of the people at those events actually live in her district.
They wanted to make sure they get in, the professional protesters, agitators, they do it in other places, that they get in first, that they can flood the room, that a lot of legitimate constituents couldn't even come. So a lot of them probably are constituents. We have a very diverse district, but they represent extreme left, not represent really the Indiana 5th district, because majority of people in my district don't want violence.
Now, recently, we've seen Hoosiers hold meetings without their representatives. On Sunday, voters in Indiana's 4th Congressional District gathered without Congressman Jim Baird. They say he never answered their invitation. 13 News did reach out to Baird's office about any future town halls. We did not get a response. Meanwhile, Democrat Andre Carson has held a couple of town halls. We're told he has another one planned, but his office did not yet have a date set for that one. Well, now to the State House and a proposal about marijuana advertising here in Indiana. Senate Bill 73, according to the Capitol Chronicle, has been amended to ban all marijuana advertising in the Hoosier State. No billboards, no mailers, no truck ads or TV ads. One of the bill's sponsors says his district in northern Indiana has been inundated with billboards for marijuana, which is illegal in our state. The drug is legal in every state surrounding Indiana. All right, tonight, crews are surveying storm damage from yesterday's severe weather event, and already we are tracking the next round. That's expected to hit on Wednesday. So, Angela, sounds like we should really enjoy tomorrow, even if it's going to be a little chilly.
Yes, and speaking of chilly, 20s tomorrow morning, Jenny. Yes,
That's cold.
That's cold. We'll go from chilly to cold. I'm with you. You'll need that heavier coat early tomorrow morning. Nothing weather-wise to slow you down as far as the rush hour Tuesday. Skies will be clear. Sunrise tomorrow is at 7:30. From that cold start, when you need that heavier coat, we'll jump into the mid-40s for jacket weather midday. Grab the sunglasses too. We are expecting a mainly sunny afternoon. But as Jenny pointed out, we're cleaning up from yesterday's storms. A lot of wind damage, a couple of tornadoes reported across the northern part of the state, and we're looking ahead to a severe threat on Wednesday. A weather impact alert day. We'll break it down for you, the timeline in a few minutes.
All right, we'll see you then, Angela. Thank you. You know, you want to be ready for Wednesday's weather impact. So download WTHR Plus. That's our free streaming app on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, and Roku. That's where you can find in-depth forecasting, both before, during, and after the storm, all to make sure you and your family stay safe.